Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Welcome in to the Huddle. It's the LL League Football Podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. It's lucky week 13 for 7 LL League football teams who are still alive in the District 3 playoffs. Semifinal weekend for the big classes, 6, 5, and 4. LL has teams in all of those classes playing in semifinal games. There's some very intriguing rematches, and just some really good games here, Friday and Saturday. These should be really good. Winners advance to district championships games. Losers are done. Winter sports practice starts on Friday. Wow. I was just talking off camera with a colleague, and we were just saying how good this season's been for LL football. There's 7 teams still playing now, mid-November, with a couple teams here with legit chances to get to title games, to win title games, and to go to state playoffs. So it's been a really good year. A lot of state-ranked teams here with really good players. And again, with some legit shots to win here and advance to week 14. But for now, it's week 13. It's the district semifinals. It's the plain drab white card with 5 winners circled, 4 games Friday night, 1 game Saturday afternoon. You know who that is. Let's break it down. I'll give you some gut hunch picks. The deeper we get here, it's trickier to pick these winners because everybody's good here. All these teams playing are hot, and they have good resumes. So really good matchups here with what we have left bracket-wise in District 3. So here we go. First 4 games are Friday night. 6A, Central York Panthers at Wilson Bulldogs. Wilson's been really good. Got to see them up close and personal in week 10 over at Manheim Township. What are they, 4 points from being undefeated? They lost to Nazareth back in week 2. And Wilson was driving late, looking to score, and they turned the ball over. So they're a possession from being 11-0. So Wilson's been great. And I hate to say under the radar, but this Wilson team is starting to remind me of your older brother's Wilson team 2, 3, 4 years ago when their defense was just gnarly. And they were beating people up in the trenches, and the linebackers are making sticks. And Gruber's been really good behind center, 1,700-yard passer, running the heck out of the ball. Akings went over 1,000 yards last week. Greer's averaging 10 yards a carry. They have big targets. They have quick targets, and they just have these linebackers who are making plays. Wilson's number 2 in the LL in total offense. Wilson's number 2 in the LL in total defense. They're the only team, fun stat alert, they're the only team in the LL with 2,000 passing yards and 2,000 rushing yards. So balance galore in West Lawn. Wilson's been really, really good. Central York, Jerry Yanchik is the coach. You remember him. Coached at Lebanon previously. And he's really big in the quarterback whisperer, guru circuit, running quarterback camps, being a speaker and a teacher at a lot of quarterback camps in the area over the years. Jerry's awesome. He's in it for the kids, and he really has turned Central York into a powerhouse here. Their record over the last X amount of years is something crazy. 52-4 or 47-6. I mean, it's really impressive, and they have a long winning streak going on in York Adams Section 1. So they've been great, and they've been here before. They won this in 2021, I think, 6A. Great matchup. Brooklyn Nace is the kid I wanted to mention from Central York, quarterback, 2,000-yard passer, mobile kid, shifty athlete. basketball player. Central York won the 6A state basketball title last winter, and he was a starter on that team. So Central York's got weapons. They got Matthew Parker, a kicker who's going to Penn State, who's got a 52-yard field goal this year. I think he has 3 50-yarders in his career. So a lot of fun stats and matchups in this game. Pick purposes. I have the Bulldogs circled. They're at home. They're playing great. They're feeling it. And I think I sat here for the first 9 or 10 weeks of the season, and every week I'd say, I have a feeling about Wilson. I got a feeling about Wilson. Something about Wilson. I don't know. And here they are. So I'm going to go Bulldogs at home. Again, great matchup. Central York, certainly capable, has the weapons. But I'll go Bulldogs. Wow. Wilson over Central York. The other 6A game, Harrisburg Cougars at Manheim Township. Rematch. Here we go again. 3rd year in a row for Harrisburg and Manheim Township. Last 2 years were in the 6A final. Township won both 44-6 2 years ago at Harrisburg. Last fall was supposed to be Township's year. Remember? Streaks beat Harrisburg in the regular season. They had home field advantage. They had a lead in the 4th quarter, couldn't hold it. Cougars come back, win in crusher fashion in OT. So, 3rd year here. Will this be the charm for Township? We shall see. Blue Streaks got back on track last week after the Wilson loss, had a week off. Played an edgy, close, defensive, grinded-out game with Cumberland Valley. Won that 14-7. Charlie Hill, 100-yard, pick 6. That's cool. I got the Cougars circled. A lot of weapons for Harrisburg. Messiah Mickens came over from Trinity. Really good running back. I don't think he's to 1,000 yards yet, but he's really good. He's going to Penn State, oh, by the way. And they're really stingy defensively. I think they have 2 kids with 100 tackles. Mickens is really good on defense. Brown's at 100-plus tackles. The Coke kid is really good, wide out. I mean, he was on the field as a freshman. He's got 5 or 6 picks as a D-back. And Harrisburg's kind of found it here. They do have a couple of losses. They lost to Cumberland Valley, actually, in a common opponent game, but I just have a hard time picking against Harrisburg here. They've won 3 6A titles in a row, and they've been here a bunch lately, and they've had Township's number. Streaks get a home game. They should be motivated. We'll see if they cut down on the penalties. Wink, wink. But for pick purposes, I'll go Harrisburg over Township. 5A, Friday night. The rematch, Exeter at Conestoga Valley. I think Exeter is going to be a little amped up for this game. Let's go back to week 9 at Exeter. CV's up 28-27. Exeter goes for 2 and the lead. 2 minutes left. Under 2 minutes left. Jaden Zandier goes up the gut. Did he get in? Did he not get in? This video shows that he got in. This video shows that he didn't get in. Refs huddled, and after much discussion, they said, no good. I think Exeter ended up getting the onside kick, but didn't score late. CV won. They escaped 28-27. So Exeter's coming to CV for this one. Great matchup. Bucks have actually won the last 2. CV beat Exeter last year in Whitmer in a great game. Same thing. Exeter was driving late, 4th quarter, mist in the air, slight rain, drizzle. Seth Morgan got a huge pick for CV late in the 4th. Bucks won. So CV's had Exeter's number here lately. Saw the Bucks last week against Shippensburg. I sat here last week and I went on and on and on and on and on about rust, kicking off the rust with the week off. So CV wins the toss and they receive, and Isaiah Sensenig pops the opening kickoff 88 yards for a touchdown. Wow. So CV kind of picked up right where they left off in the regular season, beat Shippensburg. balanced attack, played well, did what they do. Aspen Shade had a TD keeper. Tegan Rubel played really good, running the ball, a couple of touchdowns. So this is a great matchup. Great matchup with the side angle story of Exeter being a little ticked over the first meeting. I have CV circled. Bucks are at home. Bucks beat them 2 times in a row. I know they snuck out the side door at Exeter back in week 9. But CV has a ton of weapons. This Sensenig kid just seems to make a play every week. Jaden Johnson had a touchdown run last week. He didn't really go off, but boy, when he gets going, he's a handful. CV's defense has been very underrated all season. We've talked about Township's D and Wilson's D, but CV's like number 4 or number 5 in the league in defense. They have a bunch of takeaways. And they're having a magical season, 11-0 for the first time since 85. And they went to the district championship in 85. So I'll go Bucks. But Exeter can certainly win this. What a fun, awesome matchup this is. I'll go CV over Exeter. Enjoy that in Whitmer. 4A game. Twin Valley at LS, another rematch. Section 4 foes. Go back to week 9. What a week 9 it was around here. LS put up 62 on the Raiders, who were coming off a loss against Wyo. So they might have been dragging a little bit going over to Lampeter, and then LS just opened up a can. Caleb House, 7 touchdown runs, a touchdown pass, 300 yards rushing. LS had 591 total yards, and that vaulted them to the top of the section. Then they beat Wyo to cap a 10-0. LS picked up where they left off last week, beat Elko. The usual suspects all had big games. House had 3 defensive touchdowns. This kid does something every week that just makes your jaw drop. 2 pick sixes, and he returned a fumble for a touchdown. And he had a touchdown pass. So House has been unreal. Good news for Twin Valley. Drew Engel is back. 1,600-yard rusher last year as a sophomore. Got hurt in week 1. Rehabbed for 2 months. Got back on the field last week against Susquehanna Township. Rushed for 120 and 2 touchdowns. Welcome back, Mr. Engel. Another weapon for Twin Valley to go along with Evan Johnson in the backfield, giving them that 1-2 punch back. Evan Myers has been great. He actually needs 99 rushing yards in this game for a 1,000 season, which would be pretty cool. Raiders are going to be amped. They do not want a repeat of that first meeting. They got to make the bus ride here from Elverson again to Lampeter. Is this going to be 62-14? I doubt it. Is House going to have 3 defensive touchdowns? I doubt it. Is House going to run for 300 yards and 7 touchdown keepers? I doubt it. But I have LS circled. 11-0, number 3 in the state, number 1 seed, with a kid who's just been the ultimate playmaker this year. He's right at the top. If you had to pick a LL MVP, House is not only in the conversation, but he's right there. No doubt about it. I will see you in Lampeter. Anxious to get a live look at Twin Valley. Seen LS a couple of times. This one should be fun. LS over TV. See you in Lampeter. Saturday, 1 o'clock. Old school. West York at Wyomissing. It's the other 4A semifinal. Spartans shut out East Pennsboro last week, 31-0 without Justice Hardy. Saw them the week before the LS game over there, that Saturday game. Hardy spent a good chunk of the afternoon on the injury table behind the bench. It must have been bad enough that it kept him out of a district game last week. Derek Macrina stepped in as the wingback, halfback guy, rushed for 100. Wyo rushed for 350 plus last week, did not attempt to pass. So Wyo went back to basics last week and said, here's our wing tee, stop us. and they won and got a shutout. So their defense played well, obviously. West York, young. Bulldogs are young. Freshman quarterback, 1,000-yard passer, having a good breakout season. Couple of key defensive guys, I think an end and a backer, freshman. Ron Miller's back, their coach. He was there for years when they were really good, like district champ good. They've struggled the last couple of years, but Mr. Miller came back this year and they really turned it around. They've played some LLs. They played Elko, they played Donegal, so I've done a little homework here with the Bulldogs, and they've had a great turnaround season. They beat Eastern York last week 5-3, and I had to look at that 15 times. I was like, 5-3? There's no way that's right. There was a safety in there and a couple of field goals. It was 5-3. Tough trip for West York. You got to go to YO, the 5-time reigning 3A champ, looking for 6 titles in a row, this time in 4A. We'll see if Hardy plays. West York's got to stop the run. I have YO circled. This is their time of year. They know what the other semi is. They know Twin Valley's standing there. They know LS is there. And they know both of those teams really well. And they love a rematch. Can't overlook the Bulldogs, the young pup Bulldogs. But I like YO here. I don't know if it's 31-0. I don't know if they rush for 400 yards. But YO at home in a district game on a Saturday afternoon with the leaves swirling around and the marching band tunes blaring over the PA. I'll go YO over West York. Week lucky 13, winners. Wilson, Harrisburg, CV Bucks, LS, and YO. Great games. Some rematches, a couple of games where it's LL. So LL will have at least one team or two playing for championships next week. These are great games. Enjoy. Friday night, I will see you in Lampeter for Pioneers Raiders. Looking forward to that. Winter sports practice starts on Friday. Oh my. I got to get the basketball stuff out soon, but for now, we're still knee-deep in LL football, and it's a lot of fun. And like I said at the top, it's been a great year for the LL here. 7 teams still standing at this time of year in all these semifinal games. A bunch of state-ranked teams. That's really cool. We'll see who survives and advances and plays next week for championships. All right, that's all I got. Enjoy week 13. It's the LL Football Podcast, The Huddle, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Enjoy week 13, and I will see you next week to talk district championships. Thanks.